Hi there. We're currently at the Southwest Victorian Crop Technology Centre looking at our Gen trial. So here, for the first time, we've got a series of winter barleys that we've built up from seed that we got through quarantine. And for the first time this year, we're able to see them in full-size plots. So we know that some of them are 2-row winter barleys and some of them are 6-row winter barleys. And they've got that vernalisation period that makes them really long season. But outside of that, we don't know much about them. So this year, we're going to be getting to know them a lot better compared to some of the other spring varieties in this trial. But at the moment, we're not really growing these winter varieties. We're growing barley. It's more like this, spring barley. So this barley here in particular is RGT Planet, which nationally has become very popular for its yield potential. But as we all know, it's developed a susceptibility to net form, net blotch. To complicate things on top of that, net form, net blotch is developing partial resistance to some of our more commonly used fungicides, such as our DMIs and SDHIs. So in this region, we're coming up to the key development phase, growth stage 31, for disease control. If you've got a variety that has better resistance to net form, net blotch, or you're still getting good activity from your Sustiva seed treatment, you may have a bit of flexibility about your strategy around this growth stage. However, if you're growing a susceptible variety and you're seeing this level of disease in your crop, you're going to need a robust fungicide to control this disease.
So, as Darcy said, net form, net blotch, public enemy number one. If we've got significant infection as we come up to this first spray time in it, growth stage 31, we're going to need a good combination of fungicides because we know, as Darcy's already said, that our fungicides are compromised. So we need something that will give us the best opportunities, even if it's only partial control, the best opportunities to control net form, net blotch. So what can we use? Well, we've found over these last 4 years in particular that prothioconazole, which underlies products like Proviso, is a really good foundation for barley strategies across the board. It's good on the blotch diseases. And although it's slipping as other DMIs slip over time against this disease, if we were to look at a good combination of, say, prothioconazole with something like azoxystrobin, products such as Maxentis, then we've got a good first spray opportunity. So a strobilurin in azoxystrobin mixed with prothio. The other product that performed very strongly here last year, although they don't definitely have the longevity that we might have expected, say, 3 or 4 years ago, products such as Opera, a mixture again of a strobilurin, in this case paraclostrobin, mixed with epoxyconazole, performed well in our first spray scenarios. So what if you don't have net form of net blotch, or as Darcy said, you've got Sustiva that's still working well? Then in those cases, you might not need such a mixture of really big names, so to speak. And in those cases, perhaps even the prothioconazole, perhaps mixed with some tebuconazole, as we've got in Prosaro, gives you a rate range of 150 to 300, or some of those generic alternatives supplying the same chemistry, where you don't have this disease pressure either by virtue of variety or the fact that Sustiva's working. And I think, again, re-emphasising what Darcy said about strategy, we've got a little bit of flexibility there that means we don't have to be dead on 31 spraying if we don't have that disease pressure. So all of the time, make sure you know what you're spraying for and the reasons for it, because these fungicides are under pressure, particularly when we have diseases like net form, net blotch.
So Nick and I have been covering off that growth stage 31 fungicide timing, but say you're further north or further west to where we are here, You may well be finding yourself coming up to that second spray timing of flag leaf to booting in barley. Much like this roseland here, that was sown very early and already has its flag leaves out. So following your 31 spray, if you found that disease levels have stayed low in your canopy, you actually may be able to omit that 39 to booting spray from your program. However, in those regions, following 2023, where we found we had a few issues, be vigilant of leaf rust in the bottom of your canopy. And in those cases, that flag leaf to booting timing will be an important one to consider. So in those varieties where we're finding leaf rust in the bottom of the canopy, we've found that products that contain azoxystrobin have worked particularly well at containing that disease.